Dollar bets, dollar bets, dollar bets. Happy Monday, everybody.
Monday.
Monday after a holiday weekend.
Is the worst.
Oh, it's not a good one for
and
sure.
and what is there nothing of? Sports.
Oh, that's not true.
No, it's not. What is happening today? There, see, you like that segue?
Today.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in that
I'll give
sports.
some Wimbledon updates later.
Yeah, team sports.
Team sports.
Yeah.
Doubles tennis.
No. Doubles tennis. By the way, if you're not a tennis player and you don't know anything about tennis, doubles tennis can be really cool or really shitty to play because it's like the other person. Oh, I was gonna get that. Oh, you should have said that. Oh, it's like I didn't know. It's like being with the wrong person domestically.
What's great about doubles tennis is because you really have no ground to cover.
Yeah.
You have a chance to whip every ball as hard as you can.
Ooh.
Like, you're not chasing down things. Like, everything is coming at you.
I like chasing things down. I mean, I feel like if you're gonna play doubles tennis, you might as well just play pickleball.
Yeah, I still have not played pickleball.
Dude, you'll love pickleball.
Yeah.
This is our pickleball episode.
I got other sports to play.
Soccer is super fun. Basketball super fun.
Chasing things down in tennis. No, I just want to crush shots.
No, I like demoralizing people. Like it's like you got to hit it harder with more spin, or I'm gonna get to it. I'm still fast, baby. I got them reflexes, man.
All right. Should we introduce ourselves?
Yes. Oh.
All right. I'm gonna go with the full name. I think we should do full names today.
Full names today. Yes.
I am Oren Bass, aka O.
Yes. That's awesome, Oren. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, O. Hi, I'm Andrew Zioli, aka Z, and we are not problem gamblers because we're good at it. That's right. And on that note, we have an announcement, don't we?
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Brrr, drum roll. So, we have an affiliate working with us, and so we're working with them too. And it is Sign Up Expert. So if you're out there, you're looking for, say, maybe loading up for football season, sports betting's legal in your area, which it should be. Well, that's a different soapbox we'll get onto. But you go to signupexpert.com/$bets with a Z. So it's signupexpert.com/$bets, DOLLARBETZ. That was very robotic. signupexperts.com/$bets, and it'll link you to several sports books that'll have bonuses for signups. First time only, obviously. So we've yet to meet with a Reload affiliate. That was my alarm to wake up for the episode, and I have woken up, so I should have had that turned off during my first ever ad read. So yeah, signupexpert.com, and that's /$bets. Let me confirm that. Yes, that is correct. Haha, sign up expert, not expert. Sign up expert.
One expert.
Singular. One expert. Singular expert. Like we are the singular podcast you need to go to for talking shit about sports. So you can go there. You can sign up on any number of any sports books and daily fantasy plays, and then it helps us out too, which is great because we love getting helped out, don't we? Oh?
Yes.
Help us out. For example, O just learned what a duck blind was today, and I have learned many things myself today, I'm sure. We're always learning. Help us learn and help us earn with Sign Up Expert. And
Z taught me some terms for the internet.
Yes.
Because I am very illiterate when it comes to all things technological.
He's technologically illiterate and also semi-illiterate, but for reading only. He can write very well. I can attest to this. He writes and speaks it. It's like a language where you can you've been in the equivalent of the trenches for locals or wherever you're at. You did a study abroad. You sort of know the language to an extent, but then you can't read it.
Yeah.
So it's a little different. So that's cool. Yeah. So go to that signupexpert.com and get your bets in. However, only tennis today. Today's only tennis. So if you're really geared up to betting, there's there's tennis. There's an all-star baseball game. I think that's this week. You're like, baseball, what's that? And we'll get to our soccer stuff as well. But we're gonna segue into a dear player in my universe of sports has not departed this mortal coil, but he is switching teams. Fortunately, only switching teams. That's why did I go there? I don't know. His name is DeMar DeRozan. I remember him back when Michigan State played USC in the 2009 tournament on the way to a championship game in second round. And this guy was like buckets, man. This dude was a bucket then. He's a bucket now. He's a great dude. He's been outspoken about mental health for several years now. I think that's huge, especially the community he comes from is Compton. You know, he's representing Compton. He's representing males. He's representing athletes, like representing people that have struggled at some point, are struggling, or will struggle. And that's honestly, that's a lot of people, right? So fucking awesome. And he happens to be a great player and a throwback player where he's a bucket. He's a 2-point bucket every time you want one. And so it's going to be interesting to talk about him, how he's going to work on the Kings, and we'll get to that. So he was traded to the Kings in a 3-way deal involving the Bulls. Got Duarte and 2 second-round picks, I think, and then Harrison Barnes go and a first-round pick in 2031 goes to the Spurs. So I think I got that whole trade right, yeah?
First of all, I just want to say that was beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, man.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. I love him.
All right, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So first of all, to all our listeners who aren't familiar yet, Z is a Bulls fan.
Yeah.
So let me ask you to grade this trade from the Bulls' perspective.
Okay, I'm going to say C-. Primarily because if you thought for a second that you weren't going to be able to sign him, or you didn't want to, or whatever, or you were going to go the Josh Giddey route, which was supposedly the last straw, apparently. That was some piece of information that leaked that who knows if it was true or not. But supposedly, DeRozan was like, you got this guy? Like, look, you're obviously not serious, and I want somewhere else. I want to go somewhere else. And so he went back to his home state of California. Sacramento's not exactly Compton, Los Angeles area, but something just fell out. Oh, it was a picture of me and my cat that was stitched by my sister-in-law. So I'll fix that. It's fine. Everything's falling apart. DeRozan's gone. Things are falling apart. I'd say a C. I'm being generous in C- because they did get something back. It was 2 second-round picks they could probably flip, or maybe you get lucky and draft a Draymond or type player in the second round. But that would require them.
Maybe like a Bronny James.
Oh God. Yeah, I feel for that guy.
That was a low blow.
I feel for that guy though. Scottie Pippen the third or something. Like, come on, like it's like I feel for them. We'll get to that too. But yeah, I saw this dude. My New Year's in 2022 started with me seeing him hit a buzzer-beating 3-pointer, which is rare for him, to win the game at the Wizards. I went with my friend. I just taunted him relentlessly right after it happened, and we just had a good laugh about it, a good hug, good New Year's hug between men. It was great. But he straight up hit you can see that. Go to the YouTube of January 1st, 2022, his highlight 3. And this was the day after he hit a buzzer-beating 3-pointer to win the game against Indiana. And it's like and on the road, I believe, 2 days in a row, to end a year and start a year, buzzer-beating 3-pointers to win. Like, that's freaking awesome.
So,
yeah.
We're not very bullish on the Bulls trade, but does the addition of DeRozan do anything to Sacramento?
Oh, yeah.
Does that put them in the mix of the West?
I mean, I think part of it is how much faith do you have in Mike Brown and some of those other pieces there. But, like, Fox can go get you a quick bucket. So you got 2 guys that can get you a bucket at any moment, right? DeRozan and Fox. Because Fox is fast as shit, man. He's getting up there, right? He's like 26 now, something like that. I don't know how old he is, but like he's so ridiculously fast, right? And so like if you have a pick and roll with those 2 guys, like a low pick and roll, like right above the free throw line or something, do teams do stuff like this? Like they should. because I'm putting those guys in some action because Fox does the blow by, and then if you swarm on him, DeRozan just spins off and gets the 18-footer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a decent creator, a decent passer. He's not elite at that, but like he gets you a bucket. And you got some other guys on the team like Murray. I mean, like I'm putting those three.
Sabonis in the middle.
Sabonis in the middle. I think I'm playing 5 out with these guys actually.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 out, 5 out, because Sabonis is very mobile. Right? I mean, I'm setting more screens. I'm not worrying about so many 3-pointers because you got guys that can shoot it with Murray and Herter and some of the bench players. But, dude, you got a premier scorer who is a great vet presence. Like, Kobe White on the Bulls did great last year because he trained with DeMar during the offseason. And Patrick Williams did the year before and started okay that previous year. And it's like, this guy gives a shit. And now he gets to be given a shit in his home state, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but a better organization than Chicago and Sacramento.
Yeah.
It's like
last year Sacramento finished 9th in the West, and they were eliminated in the play-in game.
Yeah, against the Pelicans, right? Yeah.
So where does this put their ceiling?
Let's see.
Can they get out of the play-in games? Can they be top 6?
I think they be top 6. I think you're going to see a lot of fluidity next year. I actually think that the standings are going to be really tight. So like you got a guy that shows up, that stays healthy, that wants the ball, wants to win. Clutch. He was runner up to in the clutch player department of Curry this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm putting him and Fox in some action at the end of the games. I really am. I mean, he's the kind of guy that'll just give you 15 fourth quarter points quietly, and you're like, oh shit, like that's just a bucket. The guy is a bucket. He's a bucket maker, right? He's a guy that makes the buckets. I honestly think they can go as high as 4th because weren't they 3rd? They were 3rd 2 years ago. So it's like I don't see the drop off between Harrison Barnes and DeRozan. It's an increase because DeRozan scores like pretty consistently in a way that sometimes can feel like inevitable. And I'm gonna put it on the coaching staff there to figure out how to maximize space and time and all that. 4D chess that they need to play. But I feel like if you got as long as you have some shooters for 3-point range, give me the guys that just fucking score the ball in the paint, inside the arc, like at the rim. There's 3-level scoring that way too, right? And so I definitely feel like he's one of those guys that you just like you don't shy away from just because you want to shoot 3-pointers, right? The Bulls' problem with 3-pointers was not because they had DeRozan playing that many minutes. It's because they didn't have any actual fucking 3-point shooters. Like, unless guys that could shoot it but weren't elite at it. And that's poor roster construction because they had him and Caruso. That should have been a good roster. Like, they just had guys that were hurt or just didn't fit, right? Kings have a little bit more because their point guard is a little bit more proven than like Kobe White and their backups, and Alonzo Ball sits out for 5-7 years. So, it sucks, but like that's what happened. We're only reporting on what happened and what we think will happen, right?
All right. So remind me again, what did you say their ceiling is?
I'm gonna say 4th because I actually think.
You say 4?
4, yeah. The 4 seed.
That's impressive.
Well, that's how much I think about him. I mean, like, I say like you would say like 6 makes sense. 6 or 7 makes sense because it's the average between 3 2 years ago and 9 last year, right?
Well, I mean,
they got hurt last year though.
I'm looking at the list, right? Like that top 4 of OKC, Denver, Minnesota, and Dallas. Dallas was technically the 5, but the Clippers are gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
So I'm putting Dallas in the top 4. I don't think they can get above any of those teams.
Right.
All right. But then you look at the next tier, right? Like, okay, so Clippers can drop. That's fine. I'll put them past them.
Phoenix will drop.
Phoenix is kind of the mystery. Like, Phoenix was a big disappointment, I feel like.
Yeah, that's what they are.
And, they've got all sorts of financial constraints to be able to build that team. So maybe they're passable. Lakers are definitely going to be worse, but I think New Orleans and Golden State could be better.
New Orleans, Golden State, and Memphis will be better, and I think San Antonio will be better, and the Kings will all be better.
I think is the big question.
I don't think they're that much of a question. Is guard play, if the guard play by mid-season gets good enough, will they make a move to try to get somebody in that room as well? I think they could, like a Lonzo Ball type of thing for 1 year, like just to get sounds ridiculous, but if they have if they're not in that Cooper Flag conversation, like odds wise, like if they're like 9th, 10th, 11th, 7th, somewhere between 7th and 11th or even 12th, halfway through the season, what do you do? How do you tank? You can't tank. Yeah, you can't tank. Not on purpose. They could fall apart, but they got Chris Paul. If he stays healthy, they got some other guys. They're gonna be fine. They're good. And I just think the West is it's gonna be really interesting, right? I think the East has probably the best 2 teams, in Boston and New York next year. And then after,
York, I am all in on the New York.
Me too. 8-1. Hey, go over. Where should they go? Signupexpert.com/
look at that.
dollar bets with a Z, and look at futures. Get those bonuses if you're a first time user, and then on the sites. And maybe you have 3 sports books already, but you have 1 or 2 other ones you haven't signed up with. Sign up with them. As long as they got a deal for you, take it. Take the deal. We're not guaranteeing anything, obviously, but I like New York future odds. If you have some units to store away, like a squirrel, and for the winter, I would consider the Knicks at anywhere between 6 plus 600 so to plus 1,500. If they're anywhere in that range, that's what I'd be pouncing on. So
I don't know what the odds are, but I wrote in my latest blog that I am picking the Knicks to win it all next year.
I'm definitely it's a matter of how much I decide on. I'm not doing it yet because I haven't allocated anything to football futures yet. So, but I do love, that's my play of I would love that because I think they get far enough that I could hedge it. I talked about hedging brackets in one of the previous episodes. Was it the last episode? It might have been. Two ago, when it was O for President, America Circles the Drain. That was a good one.
We forgot to remind our listeners in the last episode, please write my name in on the ballot in November if you are not a fan of either the major party candidates. It would be my honor and my privilege to serve as your president.
Exactly.
And I think I could do good things.
It's less of a risk than a lot of these other things are. Or Orrin Bass for president. And for if you've already shown we'll say interesting judgment to be a backer, hardcore of one of these 2 guys, by all means use that link we told you about because you're into risk. So that's cool.
There's going to be no Thursday night football. I'm getting rid of that in my first 100 days in office.
So how do we appease Amazon lords with that?
Oh, also, Amazon is going to mean the rainforest in Brazil again.
Yes,
we're going to force that internet company to change their name.
We're going to make the Amazon great again.
Yes.
Oh my God, it fits. MAGA.
Pour American resources into the South American rainforests.
Dude, I'm all about South American everything. I need to go there, obviously.
You do, because it's amazing.
I'm going to Belize, though. That's in Central America. That's close. I'm getting there.
Yeah, I think we just segued to soccer. That's part of CONCACAF, not CONMEBOL. CONCACAF. Yeah, so can we get into soccer for a few minutes?
Yeah, please, let's. It's a sport. It's happening now.
On to the semifinal rounds of both the Copa America and the Euro.
Yes.
I don't know if they did this on purpose or if this was a coincidence, and I'm not sure if I like it or not, but both of those tournaments are going to have their semifinals, and so they're both having their semifinals on Tuesday and Wednesday, one game each.
Yeah.
And they both are having their final on this Sunday.
Ooh, what time are the finals in Eastern Standard Time?
It's going to be, because I'm actually going to be over there, it's going to be 9 o'clock local, so it's going to be 3 o'clock
for the Euro?
Eastern time. What's that?
For the Euro?
Yeah, the Euro's going to be at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, and then the other one's going to be, I imagine, at 6?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, or 8 or something?
Yeah.
My, I farted really bad.
Yeah, 8 p.m. for the Copa final.
Okay. So we let's get to our settle our soccer bets, and then we'll analyze. He's pulling it up, and he only pulls up. That's all the polling he does.
Shame on me.
Here we go. And
speaking of kind of not of bets that probably didn't have a lot of money placed on them, you and I made a bet off air yesterday.
Yes, we did.
We'll
get that one first, because it's not soccer.
He comes at me with some fandom of the Bahamas men's basketball team who is going through Olympic qualifying, and actually read up they had beaten 3 other teams that were higher ranked than they were.
Yeah, man.
And they were on to a game against Spain, and winner would go to the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
And Z is just telling me they got this guy, and they got these 2 5-star college guys.
They do.
They got DeAndre and they got Buddy Hield. And I'm just like, dude, there's no way they're beating Spain. They're like, yes, they are. I'm just like, dollar bet. And he's like, wait, hold on. Let me look at the spread. Right of $1 on the line, like, totally.
Well, I thought I just wanted to make sure they weren't like 17.5-point underdogs, because then I'd be like, I'm good on that.
So the spread was actually, 7 you told me?
Yeah, it was 7 even. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Spain ended up winning by 8, so it was a pretty close game. But, yep, Spain did win. So let's pull up our respective Venmo accounts.
There you go.
Okay. So there's that one.
I just sent it to you.
Comment is Bahama baby mama.
Bahama baby mama. That's right.
Speaking of Spain, back to soccer here.
Okay.
So we had the quarterfinal between Spain and Germany.
Yeah.
Z with Germany, O with Spain, and Spain giving me the double dip.
Spain double dipped you.
Oh, yeah. All right. Next up, we had Portugal and France. Oh, shit. I put that in backwards. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Z had France. I had Portugal. Went to penalty kicks.
Yes.
Boo, penalty kicks.
Love it. Love penalty.
Penalty kicks are the absolute worst. All right. And so Z won that one, so I got to go pay Z $1 here.
All right, here comes German siesta for you. There we go. $1 betted him. $1 paid him.
Next one we had was England against Switzerland.
Yes.
That one also went to penalty kicks. Z had England. I had Switzerland. Z won that one.
Dude, I keep like going against my wishes with England. I should keep it going. Who's England plays the other team?
England is about to play the Netherlands.
Yeah, I have Netherlands though, so I'm gonna make you pick England.
And then we had one other game. We brought it over to Copa America.
Mm-hmm.
We bet on Venezuela, Canada. If I'm not mistaken, that game went to penalty kicks.
Straight to penalty kicks. We're gonna get into that after we plug ourselves some more.
Yeah. Have I mentioned that I do not like penalty kicks? Anyway, Z had Venezuela, O had Canada, and O Canada.
Oh, I lost again. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right. So, did I pay this one?
No, I didn't. I don't know. I don't think you paid him.
Okay, so and I still got to pay you that one. I'm still trying.
Swiss cheese goalie. That's great, man. That's great.
What is going on here? All right.
Yeah, you got to pay me that one. Bahama baby mama, German siesta, Swiss cheese goalie. Oh, I lost again, and then here comes whatever we got for the final, the Netherlands one, right? No, that was Netherlands was against Turkey. That was awesome. We like that. We're not like super Turkey fans, soccer fans, so like it was cool that they blew a lead, and then that game was intense. By the way, we're gonna plug our shit again. First off, I want you to go to Oren's blog, O's blog, and what is it called?
All right, O's blog is called O44, and that is the letter O, then the word for, F-O-R, then the number 4, blog.com, O44blog.com.
Woo!
And actually just put out my last episode, my most recent episode, what's today? Is today Monday?
Today's Monday, yeah.
I put it out
yesterday. You put out yesterday. Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, try to put out something each week, write about 4 different topics.
Yeah.
Give some hot takes.
Hot takes and hot cakes. Read it in the morning.
Alright, and then, Z, you got a plug?
Yeah. Alright, so basically our next section here is always going to be our prediction section is going to be brought to you. When we remember, it's going to be brought to you by what? SignUpExpert.com. Go to their landing page so we can get happy. SignUpExpert.com/$bets. Browse it, take your pick, sign up, get your bonus, have your fun, get your picks, make your picks.
Can't wait for us to have technology and like be a video podcast so we can flash that up on the screen.
I mean, we could definitely get there.
For our hearing impaired listeners.
And it's like you want to if you're gonna be video bashful, it's like we're working on
any laugh for our hearing impaired listener.
We're gonna get a skincare routine so we both feel less bashful on the video. I know you see me on the video, true. So we're gonna take positions in these semis, right?
What did you just say?
We're gonna take positions in these semifinals. So
remind me, this is a family show.
Oh, okay. Positions. All right, so not semi-chub. What are you talking about? Semi-chub position. What am I listening to?
All right, we're gonna wager on the semifinals.
Yes, of the Euro first. Let's start with the Euro because you're gonna be over there.
Right, yeah. Let me go to that.
And when's your Slovakian Rice mountain trip? Start. Reese's Pieces.
Something like that. All right, so Euros. We start tomorrow with. Oh, this is going to be such a good game. Spain versus France.
Oh, I mean, obviously, since you took Spain and a team that lost, Portugal, in the to win as your two teams, and I have France and Netherlands. This is easy. I take France and Netherlands. You take England and Spain, right?
We're doubling down, right?
Yeah. The only thing that has to change is the action of you taking England. That's all. Like, we're good.
I got to think about that.
Yeah, I'll let you think about that one. But we're locking in Spain for O and France for Z. France.
Yeah. And then, as we said, the other one is Netherlands, England. So, first of all, congratulations on having both your champions still alive.
Yeah, man.
I am down to 1. And then there's the bastard child of England.
You would have been down to 1 anyways because they had
England has been a bit of the cardiac cats in this tournament, like late equalizers.
If England wins the tournament, we're both getting vasectomies and we're getting it sponsored. Right? Because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
1966.
1966.
Lady Luck?
Lady Luck? Yeah, I mean, we're more like guaranteed no for vasectomies.
I don't know that I want to bet $1 on England.
You won't, but you won't.
What we can come up with in other games.
Will you bet your tubes on it?
I'm not betting tubes.
You can take the tube while you're over there. I know you're not going to be in England, but then they colonize everything anyways.
We'll come back to that
All right. Okay.
Let's come over here real quick. All right, so this one we're definitely not going to have a bet on. The first Copa America semifinal is Argentina versus Canada.
I am not taking Canada.
Where you're taking Canada?
No, they're more aggressive. I think their only chance is to score in the first 30 minutes or something, and then just kind of limp to 1-0 or penalty shootouts.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's gonna happen, right?
They did win a penalty shootout in the last game. So
against Venezuela. Do you see how shitty that goal? Can we talk about that goal? The goal that let Venezuela tie in the second half was miserable, horrible. It was awful. It was the worst goal I've ever seen in an international soccer tournament. Did you see it? The goalie came out so far, and the Venezuelan guy basically shoved a Canadian player in the back, and then just towed it way over the guy's head, the goalie's head.
No, I think you're mixing games up.
No, that was Venezuela against Canada.
I feel like that happened in another game.
Probably. I saw it live. on the TV screen. So I know that it happened. On the TV screen, I know that it happened, and it was so pathetic. And it was really surprising to me. I was ready to find a place to double down on Venezuela instead of that dollar, because of how there's no way in fucking hell this Canadian goalie is gonna stop 2 to 4 shots, right? And then he did. They won in the 6th. I think it was the 6th one. I can't remember. I was just surprised he made any stops or that Venezuela missed anything after that performance. It was a redemptive performance in the penalty kicks, which you hate. I'll say this: I hate penalty kicks if it goes straight to penalty kicks. But if they're they've legitimately been balling out for an hour and 20 minutes plus some stoppage time, I'm okay with the penalty kicks then, right? I know you would still prefer that they keep going and going, but they're running a lot, man.
Yeah. No, I actually have my own solution replacement for penalty kicks.
What is it?
Should I get into it?
Yeah, man. Is it wrestling? They oil up their legs. They oil up their legs and they just wrestle.
We obviously can't do golden goal.
Yeah.
Great, NHL playoffs, they do a golden goal. But there's shifts in hockey. So here's what I propose: getting rid of penalty kicks. And first of all, the reason that I don't like penalty kicks is it's not a naturally occurring soccer play. You're never going to have something in the game where there's just the ball completely stopped, 12 yards out, and you get a free run at it, and the goalie can't come off their line. That just doesn't happen naturally in the game.
Yeah, even the penalty shots aren't exactly like that, and that's earned from a fucking tackle in the box.
Yeah, but it's so rare that happens, right? In hockey, you've got the penalty shots, which resembles a breakaway, which does happen.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Okay.
So anyway, here's what I'm saying. We're going to do corner kicks, but we're not going to do full squad corner kicks. You're going to have the offensive team gets the guy taking the corner kick, and then they get 2 offensive players that got to line up in the box. And then the defensive team has the goalie plus 1 other defender. All right? Corner kick's got to come in. It's got to be up in the air. And the offensive team either has to one-time kick it or head it into the net. The defensive team, all they have to do is knock it down to the ground. Right? If it hits the ground, it's over. If it goes in the net, it's a goal.
Okay.
All right? And then each team alternates for 5 attempts like that. That's an actual thing that we see all the time in soccer. That's a natural play. Let's try that. It's such a more exciting play than the penalty kick.
Why not 3-on-3, 3 guys instead of 2 though? I like it though.
We can work out the details.
Yeah, or a free kick from an angle.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome because you're still technically doing a soccer play, right? So there was we used to play a turkey bowl, my brother's friends and me and my friends and stuff on the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
You guys no longer do the turkey bowl.
No, there were some issues. There were some issues. My mood stabilizer will say didn't work one year, maybe, and then other people being upset too. So And this was I was like 37, good stuff. Anyways, we got one year when it was like, I think it was 2013. This was dope, man. We played, honestly, like over 2 hours. The score was 140 to 140. So we had a combined 22 possessions each, and we scored 20 times each, right? We had no turnovers, had 2 defensive stops. We had 1 interception off them, and I picked up a fumble of them. And it was great. And so, but everyone was like, dude, we know this is about you and your brother anyway, so why don't you just play an overtime, like one-on-one, and with a quarterback? I was like, all right, I'll pick the quarterback, though. You can be neutral. I believe you. Like, my friend from college. But my friend from college had a fucking rotator cuff thing from high school baseball, and he's like really 33, and his arm was jelly at this point, in his life. And he's throwing up lollipops, and it's like me and my brother who's 6'2", and I'm like 5'9", going one-on-one. And I won because I caught a pass like sliding on my knees on like 3rd down, and then to score after we'd each scored like 3 or 4 times easily. And then I jumped up as his cleat falls off, like his cleat falling apart, and I like tipped the ball with my hands, and it went. And he just out of his reach. And I got out there. We were represented by Mountain Dew because me and my buddy Bass had Mountain Dew shirts on for some reason. It was easy to see, right? And we just like hugged each other. I jumped up like a Tecmo Bowl play, like championship. You remember like Tecmo Super Bowl? They were like spike the ball and then they jump into each other's arms. It was great. Right. And my buddy, I gotta find this footage. My buddy recorded some of the plays, and it was just. God, it was great. So it's like, that made me think of that instantly, and then for that, I say yes. If this is Shark Tank, you have my vote. Like, we just fixed international soccer, guys. We fixed it. So,
all right. Back to international soccer.
Yeah.
And back to the Copa America.
Yes.
Uruguay versus Colombia. So
Ooh.
Uruguay just took out the Goliath that is Brazil.
Are they still a Goliath right now?
Yeah, Brazil will always be a Goliath.
Well, Goliath had some ugly.
Always be a Goliath.
They played like shit.
Soccer in Brazil, it's like high school football in Texas. It is religion.
It doesn't mean that they have the best players, though.
They just. It's okay. They're still a dynamite force.
They're always going to be in the conversation, is what you're trying to say, right?
A country of like 200 million people, 300 million people?
Not 300 million. I think it's like.
And they all play soccer, so
I think it's between 200 and 300 million.
To the top. There's plenty of talent in that program.
Yeah, their cream scored 0 goals and got creamed on, man.
Yeah, well, penalty kicks.
They scored 0 goals. They got beat. They got physically manhandled by Uruguayan deceit.
Uruguay is
dirty.
Is also going to be a good team.
I got Uruguay. I'm taking Uruguay. They did win the first World Cup. I got Uruguay because I found out a player had my surname.
Oh, good, because I was going to say, I want Colombia, though.
Colombia's definitely going to win, right? I'll take Uruguay.
Colombia can put the biscuit in the basket.
I'll take Uruguay. I think Colombia wins, but I'll take Uruguay.
Bet.
Yeah. Cha-ching.
Uruguay and Colombia. By the way.
Yeah.
Without looking, spell Colombia.
Colombia.
Wait, again, I didn't hear you.
Colombia.
Okay, you know that it's an O and not a U.
Oh yeah, I have some experience with Colombia.
Yeah, I made that mistake recently and was corrected by my Colombian friend.
Oh, I went out with a Colombian like once or twice, girl.
So that's our geography lesson.
I knew it. I made sure. I was like, hey, if this doesn't happen, it's not because I can't fucking spell the country. It's because you just don't want what I like. Which is me succeeding.
So we got 2 bets. Now we can go back to Netherlands, England.
Yeah.
I
take it.
I tend to agree with you. I think Netherlands actually wins that game.
They definitely are going to win.
I think we are going to have one of your teams versus one of my teams in the final.
No, it's going to be my team against my team, and I'm just going to... Victory lap.
So yes, I am not putting $1 on England.
So we got those two, right? That's okay.
Those two.
What else? What else is down the pike while you're on the trip?
I mean, well, I don't know if we'll be able to do a show, but we will at least off air put in our picks for the championship games once those are set.
That sounds good. Okay.
When does the Olympics start?
July 26th, I think.
July what?
26th, I want to say.
Okay, so I come back from my trip a couple days after that.
We're gonna live tweet the opening ceremonies.
It's actually
maybe
really good timing, inadvertently on my behalf.
for Olympics. Yeah, I mean, there's no sports except for these Euros, right? And Copa, I mean, team sports.
We're not gonna talk about the Tour de France.
Team sports, yeah, team sports.
We're not. Yeah. All right. So
you mean the Tour de Lance?
Wimbledon.
Okay.
Just to give it an American perspective.
Yeah.
You know, American tennis, especially men's, has been not what it historically was, but we do have an American still in the men's bracket.
Woohoo!
He actually had an upset earlier today.
Woohoo!
This is, what is his first name? Taylor Fritz, who is seeded number, what was that? What's his seed? 13th. He just upset the number 4 seed, Alexander Zverev. Today in a 5-setter.
Ooh, 5-setter.
So he is on to the quarterfinals. He is actually one of 2 Americans still alive in the quarterfinals, which is very impressive for American tennis.
Male Americans?
Yes. There's actually only 1 female left in the quarterfinals.
Ooh, who's that? Who that?
And it's probably not who you would think.
It is not Coco Gauff.
It is not Coco Gauff.
It's definitely not It's definitely not Osaka.
All-American round of 16 game. So Emily Navarro.
Emily Navarro. That's a cool
sorry,
name.
not Emily. Emma Navarro.
Emma Navarro with 2 M's or 1 M?
Apparently, this is another case of a billionaire's daughter being a professional tennis player. So you've got Jessica Pegula, who is a top 10, I think she's as high as number 5 right now, tennis player in the world. Her father owns the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah.
And I think also the Buffalo Sabres. You know, so she had all the best coaches growing up, I'm sure.
Yeah, Jim Kelly coached her, actually.
But then I just read this the other day. So Emma Navarro's father is the owner of some bank. I forget what it was, but they are the sponsor of a tennis tournament, the Western and Southern Open, which is a professional tour. So imagine being a professional tennis player and your family owns one of the events.
I can't imagine that. I mean, I was going to say, is Navarro own like a pastries and minerals company? Just like a conglomerate? And a bank? Is like...
Here we go. Her father is Ben Navarro, and...
Are you doing research because you're going to date her? How old are these tennis players? Are they of age?
I mean, she's 23, so probably not going to date her. Thanks for ruining my day.
Oh. Final thoughts, sir?
Oh, the Sherman Group. That's the name of his business. They own Credit One.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah, that's a big name. Final thoughts. It was a wonderful 4th of July.
Yes.
And I'm leaving on my European trip in just a few days.
He's going to climb a mountain.
Come back. It is football time.
Football time. So he's going to go overseas, get that flirt on, climb that mountain, come back and gamble. And where is he going to go? signupexpert.com/$bets. Also, you can find us on Twitter. Pretty active there. Probably too active. Probably going to have to go through some type of rehab for that. And it is at $bets Show.
Excuse us. X. More X.
At $bets Show. And what's your Twitter for your show? For your blog?
You know what? That's a very good question.
You forgot it. I put it on a T for you.
My X is x.com/O4blog.
Perfect.
And that is the letter O followed by the word FOR followed by the number 4 blog.
Yeah. And email us.
Real quick before we sign off.
Yeah, what's up?
I was thinking about this the other day. I think we need a sign off. Like, for example, on Pardon the Interruption, Michael Wilbon always says at the end of the show, same time tomorrow, knuckleheads. We need something like that.
Hey, good luck betting your life away, douchebags.
And we're out.
Bye.